Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're looking at a new weekly reset to the weekly store for the week of August 15th through the 22nd. The 22nd. Patch 5.2.1 or 5.221 dropped last night with just a few minor tweaks in the patch notes. There might have been some other behind-the-scenes changes that we haven't experienced yet, or I haven't experienced yet. But with it, we get Machinist Thora in the event store. So she should probably be in the store for the entirety of, I'm guessing, Season 5 of BR. It seems like since last event in Save the World lasted this whole length of Season 4, which was Patch 4.0, Patch 5.0 is tied into Season 5. So I imagine everything in the event store is going to last until the BR season's over. The Walloper is still here. The Hydra is still here. Urban Assault, Ragnarok, they're not going anywhere. And then now you guys can pick up Machinist, which is a controller, an awesome controller. Constructor. Machinist has already made an appearance once in the game. It was during the first Horde Bash event, along with the Scavenger Heroes. And that would have been 3 months after release. So almost a full year, and we can finally get another one. I'll go into her really quick. She's actually one of my favorite constructors. But why we're all here, the weekly store. Just as always, we get our 10 stacks of 5 legendary flux. We get our 10 armory slots, the unlimited epic schematics. We get Survivalist Jonesy. They've got the copper skewer, survivors. You got your standard storm shards, eye of the storms, lightning in bottles, epic fluxes, pure drops of rain. We get the pitchfork. Yes, the mighty pitchfork. And then still just rare perk-up and uncommon perk-up. No epic or legendary yet, but there's no talk of it either. It'd be nice to see it pop in once in a while. They also put in support specialist Hawk, and then your standard 10 stacks of reperk. And then for the weekly coins, we've got a Husk Cleaver Sword, which is a heavy sword, where the rest of the swords in the game are pretty much medium style, medium or light. This is an awesome sword. Awesome sword. If you like to use swords. If you're one of those crazies that still plays ninjas. Or likes ninjas. I like ninjas. The Ceiling Zapper is still here. Still here. Surprised that didn't rotate out. Again, the Ceiling Zapper is super good right now. I know everybody likes to stack gas. That's all everybody is gas. But the Zapper is heavily useful at the back end of a tunnel, so where you're using gas and fields to chunk down and eliminate the little guys as a smasher or a fatty is getting its way through the tunnel, the Zapper will finish it off, or at least severely chunk it down to a sliver to where you can just sneeze on him and he falls over. The other use for Zappers currently, I have not tested since last night's patch, but Zappers go through slants, so stairs and slanted pieces. So if you've got your objective, and you've got a slant piece, and you've got a ceiling piece, and the husks are coming in from here, up against this angled piece, and you got a Zapper, it'll shoot through, into the husk. I've got videos on it, go check it out. But it might not now. I'm sure it still does. It probably won't change till patch 6.0. Now, Machinist. Let's go into Machinist really quick. So, Machinist basically buffs your traps. That's her whole purpose. She's kind of offensive, okay? She's not a defensive constructor. She uses her base to make traps more powerful. Right there. I just said it. They said it. It's in the description. It's a Machinist, okay? Thora is the name, just so we're all on the same mindset here. Machinist and Thora is the girl's name. Just like all constructors, you get creative engineering, so they increase their building speed, reduces building cost. She gets plasma pulse, she gets the base ability, she gets decoy. And then what makes her unique is increases damage done by all traps within the base's range by 30%. So whatever your base is touching, those traps that are affected by those wall pieces, floor pieces, ceiling pieces, angled pieces, pyramid pieces, get buffed. So the damage that they're doing is 30% more. That's huge. That is huge. She also has a bigger base by 1 connectivity. That doesn't mean it grows by 1. So it grows in 1 tile in all directions. So it actually grows by 2. decoy, blah, blah, blah. She gets electrified floors, which isn't new to her. A couple other constructors already have it. Enemies within the area affected by the base ability get damaged every 2 seconds. It's very tickle damage. It's like feather tickling someone's toes. It's still there. It's kind of neat. Tough traps increases trap durability by 25%. So now they're going to last longer by 25%. Overclocked traps decreases the reload rate for all traps within the base range by 20%. That's cool. That's cool. So now they trigger faster. Faster. So you can imagine having darts shooting faster, doing more damage. Gas, if you want. Gas could trigger faster. She gets kinetic overload, which is kind of standard. Then lofty architecture, which is a little rare for a lot of the constructors. Increases health of buildings within the area of the base by 15%. So all of the structures that the base is touching gets 15% more health. And I'll explain why and how to use this character in a nutshell really briefly. And she gets recycling. So for every 3 building pieces of the same material, the base generates 1 of that resource type every minute. Level 2 buildings are worth 3 building pieces, and level 3 buildings are worth 6 building pieces. The base can store a maximum of 450 of each resource. That's wood, brick, and metal. And then the base can generate a maximum of 75 of each resource every 60 seconds. You have to go over and click on the base to grab your goodies out of the base. So, 2 things real quick. This is one of the things that I remember happening back in the day, and for those of you that watch this or watch somebody else that does a video, hopefully they cover this character properly. Machinist is designed for offensive building. If you have a objective structure and you put your base down around it and you're not using a style of defense like my 360, where you're relying on the traps around the base to do all the work, you're wasting this character. She is not a defensive character. You don't have her putting a base down to just buff your building. But she gets 15% extra health. No. What that's for and where it's useful is exploding death burst. So you run her down to your kill tunnels. And wherever you're at, you're playing. It's your tunnels, your traps, whatever you're doing. If you're on the west side or you're on the east side or the north side, doesn't matter, of the objective, and you're out, you build your kill tunnel, you slap your base down right next to that thing. And your kill tunnel is going to be OP. And then you get people being like, what are you doing, you noob? You put the base down away from the objective. Well, it's not a defensive constructor. And if you put it down and you guys are doing kill tunnels or things away from the objective and you put your base, you're not utilizing it. Come on. Anyways, I love Machinist. It's one of my favorites. And then now that we have heavy base, I'll typically slot heavy bases tactical with Machinist, so I also get the explosion. Sometimes you could also run power base in your tactical to actually heal. So you have all this extra health, exploding death burst is going on, you can heal. But typically, unless there's exploding death burst and propane waves, I just run through the tunnels and heal. So you don't really need power modularization from power base to heal your walls automatically. Also, you could be running traps that might heal over time based on that 6th perk. Food for thought. So Machinist is awesome. I'm glad they brought her back. I keep saying her because the first one was Harper, which was also a female. So both of them are female so far. It's kind of weird that we get her in female soldier body again. But let's hop over here really quick. Survivalist Jonesy is just an average tanky all around. If you're new to the game, it's a very good soldier to play as. In comparison to top tier DPS damage output, it's okay. It's okay, but survivability, heck yeah, it's survivalist. He gets shockwave, he gets frag grenades, and he gets going commando. He gets debilitating shots, and then like all soldiers, you get the plus 10% ranged and 10% health. So with debilitating shots already, which is the 3 stacks of 5%, so it's 15% damage, he's already at 25% damage. Unlike a kneecapper build, he's an assault damage build. So on top of that 25, he gets an additional 24 just out of the gate on assault weapons. So if you're using an assault weapon, you're already shooting 24 and then plus that 10, so you're shooting 34 damage right off the bat, stronger than an Outlander or a Ninja or a Constructor with an assault rifle. So you've got the 34, then 2 more shots, you're up to an additional 10 more at 44. Survivalist is what's really cool. Killing an enemy with an ability or weapon. They've changed this over the year. So now it can be any weapon. and abilities, and you recover 5 base health per second over 3 seconds. So it gives you a heal over time when you make a kill. No time to bleed doubles the amount of healed, which is cool. So now you're getting double healing. Increases reload. You know me, I love reload. Increases base health, so you even have more health, so you can be tanky. And that'll pair with this flak jacket perk down here. And then you also get waste not, want not, which increases the ammo capacity of all weapons by 40%, which is it's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of wasted in my opinion, but it is what it is. Flak jacket, compared with the health pool and the healing. Flak jacket reduces damage taken by 60% when you take damage. The reduction drops by 15% each time the soldier is hit. You regain 15% every 10 seconds if the reduction is lower than 60%. So your first hit is reduced by 60. Your second hit you take within those 10 seconds will be 45 reduction, then 30 reduction, then 15 reduction, then no reduction, okay? But every 10 seconds that you're not taking damage, it'll tick up 15. And during the... God, back in February when they released Love Ranger Jonesy, which is the Survivalist, they added some really cool animations and sound effects so you can visually see when you're ticking up and down. You're losing flak jacket reductions, and then you're gaining them back. So it's a cool, solid, all-around soldier. It's not urban assault, but it's a good soldier. And then support specialist, he's had so many reworks. We can't go through all his perks because he's just an uncommon, but he is a lingering pain. I believe he's also a kneecapper. I could be wrong, but actually we'll pop over to the collection book and I'll give you a rundown on him. So once upon a time, when the game first came out, support specialist was used for the infinite. I mean, it wasn't infinite, but it was the rocket launcher build. Everybody would use these, and they would pop Warcry and fire rockets for days, because Warcry back in the day on this character would reduce the durability loss. Like, you would almost take no durability loss, which is what rocket launchers do when you fire them. They don't take ammo, they lose durability. So you would get people way early game, people that were in Twine in the first couple weeks, were running around Twine, running 4 support specialists, just firing rockets at everything. It was cool. They changed it, they nerfed it, they changed it, then they reworked it completely. Now here we are with the new rework, and he's kind of like I would say he's more of an LMG high clip ammo clip type style spray and prayer. Then they came out with the Bullet Storm, which is like the advanced version of this guy. So I'm not a big fan of support, but he's not. I don't know. We'll see. You might like him. Some people still like him. Not really anybody plays him though. So he gets Warcry, gets frag grenades, and he gets going commando. Gets debilitating shots, obviously advanced tactics like all soldiers. Lingering pain, no kneecapper. So no kneecapper. So what lingering pain does is it changes your 3 stacks of 15 damage from debilitating shots to 5 stacks. So now you're at 25% damage after your 5th shot plus your 10. So he's at 35, which isn't as good as some of them. Remember, Survivalist that everybody hates was at 44. This guy gets up to 35. So competence might. So he gets reduces the energy cost of Warcry by 20. Then Spoils of War. While Warcry is active, you have a 25% chance on damage with the ranged weapon to get the ammo fired back. But the next one is ammo recovery. I'll explain what one of them does. I can't remember which one is what. But the ammo recovery one, damaging an enemy with an assault weapon has a 16% chance to generate 1 ammo for the equipped weapon. One of them actually puts it back in your clip. And I can't remember which one it is. The other one just puts it back into your reserve ammo. So ideally, with the perk that puts it back in your clip means that you can keep firing. So the bigger your clip, the longer you can fire, because you're going to be getting ammo back into that clip every 5-6 shots with ammo recovery, or every 4 shots with Spoils of War. Practice in combat increases the duration of Warcry by 5 seconds. And then Waste Not, Want Not increases the ammo capacity. So now you already have bigger clips anyway, so that makes more sense on this character than it does on Survivalist, because you're trying to get your ammo. There are many like it. Your weapon takes 45% less durability damage while affected by Warcry. So it's still there, but everybody stopped using it. I think it was way more increased back in the day. So that wraps up the new items for the week of August 15th through the 22nd. If you want to see more in-depth videos on Machinist or Support Specialist, I'll have a couple videos up probably the next couple days. As far as Survivalist, I already covered that subclass and I'll leave a link in the description below. As always, if you're not aware, I stream daily over on Twitch between the hours of 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's West Coast United States. If you want to see live gameplay, testing, shenanigans, and whatever else we do tons of stuff over there. Feel free to swing by Twitch over at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. And with that, I'm out. See you on the next one. Bye-bye now.